from Britam, and I was like, well, Britam, what's up? And then I found they were telling me about their mama, which was to be there for any pregnant woman until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. From Britam, and I was like, throughout the conversation, Britam, what's up? From Britam, and then I found they were telling me about Britam, what's up? And something I was so happy about is that they would even until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. I went to for my until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. What's up? From Britam, and I was like, throughout the conversation, Britam, what's up? And then I found they were telling me about what's up with my mom until 6 months of the infant's about it until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. What's up? Throughout the Britam, what's up? Then telling me about what's up until then I was so happy about it until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. What's up? Until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. What's up? Then throughout the Britam, what's up? Until then I was so happy about what's up until then I was so happy about until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. What's up? Until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. What's up? Then throughout the Britam, what's up? Until then I was so happy about what's up until then I was so happy about until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. What's up? Until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. What's up? Then throughout the Britam, what's up? Until then I was so happy about what's up until then I was so happy about until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. What's up? Until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. What's up? And then what's up? Until then I was so happy about what's up until then I was so happy about until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. Until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. What's up?
Itagwo na soa ngacua mbugu nĩmaga kahũa, ngarĩma mĩbegũ, ngarĩma mĩkondobia na ngarĩma ng'ombe. Ndathire thibitarĩ na ngĩciria kũrĩa ingĩruta mbeca cia thibitarĩ.
We realized the gaps which were the farmers could not be able to afford the medical insurance or the medical covers involved. We partnered with the Wakulima Sacco and came up with a product that could be able to be affordable to the farmers and to solve their problem of affordability.
Rĩu nĩrĩo ndoire ikinya ngĩhũra thimũ, akĩnjĩra hũre gakandi na akĩnjubĩrĩkĩra within 10 minutes nĩndarĩkĩtie. No korwo kũrĩ ũndũ ũngenetie no insurance ya Britam na Wakulima. Mũthenya wa kerĩ nĩmahũrire thimũ makĩnjũria kana no ndĩrahona, ngĩmera no ndĩrahona. Mũthenya wa gatatũ ningĩ nĩahũrire akĩnjũria Nancy, ũikaire atĩa? Ngĩmwĩra no ndĩrahona. Koguo nĩmathiaga mabuatĩrĩire, koguo ona ũndũ ũcio nĩũrangenia tondũ ko ndibonete-rĩ no mangĩranjoire ikinya ningĩ manjĩre thiĩ thibitarĩ ĩngĩ. Gũtirĩ kĩndũ kĩngenetie na ndĩracokera maita merĩ matatũ ta gũkorwo ndĩna insurance nĩ ũndũ wa ng'ombe na Wakulima tũkanyitanĩra. Nĩngiuga Mũkulima wa afya andũ magate no ĩkũrĩhĩre kuma 100,000, 200,000 ona matatũ ona gũtirĩ kĩndũ ĩtangĩkũrĩhĩra. Nginya mbica iria ciothe cirĩhũragwo no ũkũrĩhĩrwo. Koguo mũndũ agate na wona wagata ũthiĩ ũgũteithĩka gũkĩra ũrĩa ona ũngĩteithĩka nginya ikundi tondũ ĩkũrĩha hau hau na ndũrĩ handũ ũgũtinda mũkĩgiana nao.
Such testimonies actually, it gives me a reason to wake up and also to face more people who are in the underserved bracket and to make sure we bring hope and also security to them and to their families.
Mtoto si mchezo. talk of diaper. Wanawake wengi wanaambiwangu wajizalie. Now tell me if you are young, you don't have good job, you don't have money, and there you have a little baby. Appreciate it. There's so many people out there looking for babies. My name is Princess Agi Kabasa. I'm the second child, first girl in my mother's house. Yeah, and my personal family now, I have me, my sweet hubby, Msioka, and my little one, Ethan Sami. From the first day I got him into my hands, I knew responsibility has come. What surprised me about motherhood is that you can work daytime and at night time. Hakuna break, hakuna holiday. It is true. They used to say, I thought it was a joke. It's real. Right now, I'm getting to understand better what my mother went through and why she used to tell me, don't do this, my daughter. Or I want you to be like so and so, see? Or she would say she's tired, or why she would wake up in the morning, you know. Right now, I can really see it through my little son. I've accepted myself like I'm going to be a responsible mom full time. One day I was at job. I found a message from Britam and I was like, what? Britam, what's up? And then I found they were telling me about their mama, which was to be there for any pregnant woman until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. Throughout the conversation, they were talking about meals that I should be taking. They were also talking about hygiene. And something which I was so happy about is that they would even follow up on which hospital I went to for my prenatal cares and how they treated me. So the journey was so nice. Their mama supported me, let me say all round. You know, most of the questions I would ask my mom, their mama would give me them even before I ask him. I got to know or to learn a lot of things through the SMSs that they used to send. That was a real benefit. Britam Leah Mama program, I don't know even how to thank this program. For real, I don't know. It made me feel special. I wish it should be repeated every day. Leah Mama, it's free of charge and it also comes with advantages. Leah Mama is a personal doctor to everyone. If you don't have money and you are under Britam insurance cover, Leah Mama is there for it. Mtoto si mchezo. Talk of diaper. Wanawake wengi wanaambiwangu wajizalie. Now tell me if you are young, you don't have good job, you don't have money, and there you have a little baby. Appreciate it. There's so many people out there looking for babies. My name is Princess Agi Kabasa. I'm the second child, first girl in my mother's house. Yeah, and my personal family now, I have me, my sweet hubby, Msioka, and my little one, Ethan Sami. From the first day I got him into my hands, I knew responsibility has come. What surprised me about motherhood is that you can work daytime and at night time. Hakuna break, hakuna holiday. It is true. They used to say, I thought it was a joke. It's real. Right now, I'm getting to understand better what my mother went through and why she used to tell me, don't do this, my daughter. Or I want you to be like so and so, see? Or she would say she's tired, or why she would wake up in the morning, you know. Right now, I can really see it through my little son. I've accepted myself like I'm going to be a responsible mom full time. One day I was at job. I found a message from Britam and I was like, what? Britam, what's up? And then I found they were telling me about their mama, which was to be there for any pregnant woman until 6 months of the infant's lifetime. Throughout the conversation, they were talking about meals that I should be taking. They were also talking about hygiene, and something which I was so happy about is that they would even follow up on which hospital I went to for my prenatal cares and how they treated me. So the journey was so nice. Their mama supported me, let me say all round. Most of the questions I would ask my mom, their mama would give me them even before asking. I got to know or to learn a lot of things through the SMSs that they used to send. That was a real benefit. Britam Lear Mama program, I don't know even how to thank this program. For real, I don't know. It made me feel special. I wish it should be repeated every day. Lear Mama, it's free of charge, and it also comes with advantages. Lear Mama is a personal doctor to everyone. If you don't have money and you are under Britam insurance cover, Lear Mama is there for it.
The farmers within now the regions served by this Wakulima Sacco, they were struggling too much when it comes to reaching medical centers.
Ni tanamenya uhoro wa Britam afya na thina muingi muno. Ndarutaga mbeca muhuko. Ndarwara muthenya uria ndarwarire kiroko, ndathire thibitarĩ na ngeciria kuria ingiruta mbeca cia thibitarĩ gutiarĩ mbeca. Aca twaranagia kuria mbeca tukuruta. Nĩ ndahurirwo mbica ya ngoro, ngĩhũrwo mbica ya mahũri, na ngĩhũrwo ya kũgũrũ, na ngĩhũrwo ĩngĩ ya hips. Itagwo na ngacua mbogo, nĩmaga kahũa, ngarĩma mĩbegũ, ngarĩma mĩkondobia, na ngarĩma ng'ombe. Ndathire thibitarĩ na ngeciria kuria ingiruta mbeca cia thibitarĩ.
We realized the gaps which were the farmers could not be able to afford the medical insurance or the medical covers involved. We partnered with the Wakulima Sacco and came up with a product that could be able to be affordable to the farmers and to solve their problem of affordability.
Riu nĩrĩo ndoire ikinya ngĩhũra thimũ, akĩnjĩra hũre gakandi na akĩnjubĩrĩkĩra within 10 minutes ndarĩkĩtie. No korwo kũrĩ ũndũ ũngenetie no insurance ya Britam na Wakulima. Mũthenya wa kerĩ nĩ mahũrire thimũ akĩnjũria kana no ndĩrahona, ngĩmera no ndĩrahona. Mũthenya wa gatatũ ningĩ nĩ ahũrire akĩnjũria Nancy, ũikaire atĩa? Ngĩmwĩra no ndĩrahona. Koguo nĩ mathiaga mabuatĩrĩire, koguo ona ũndũ ũcio nĩ ũrangenia tondũ ko ndifonete-rĩ no mangĩranjoire ikinya ningĩ manjĩre thiĩ thibitarĩ ĩngĩ. Gũtirĩ kĩndũ kĩngenetie na ndĩracokera maita merĩ matatũ ta gũkorwo ndĩna insurance nĩ ũndũ wa ng'ombe na Wakulima tũkanyitanĩra. Nĩngiuga Mũkulima wa afya andũ magate no ĩkũrĩhĩre kuma 100,000, 200,000, ona matatũ ona gũtirĩ kĩndũ ĩtangĩkũrĩhĩra, nginya mbica iria ciothe cirĩhũragwo no ũkũrĩhĩrwo. Koguo mũndũ agate, na wona wagata ũthiĩ ũgũteithĩka gũkĩra ũrĩa ona ũngĩteithĩka nĩ nginya ikundi tondũ ĩkũrĩha hau na ndũrĩ handũ ũgũtinda mũkĩgiana nao.
Such testimonies actually, it gives me a reason to wake up and also to face more people who are in the underserved bracket and to make sure we bring hope and also security to them and to their families. The farmers within now the regions served by this Wakulima Sacco, they were struggling too much when it comes to reaching medical centers.
Ni tanamenya uhoro wa Britam afya na thina muingi muno. Ndarutaga mbeca muhuko. ndarwara muthenya ũrĩa ndarwarire kĩroko ndathire thibitarĩ na ngĩciria kũrĩa ingĩruta mbeca cia thibitarĩ gũtiarĩ mbeca. Aca tworanagia kũrĩa mbeca tũkũruta. Nĩ ndahũrirwo mbica ya ngoro, ngĩhũrwo mbica ya mahũri, na ngĩhũrwo ya kũgũrũ, na ngĩhũrwo ĩngĩ ya hips. Itagwo na Ngacua Mbũgũ, nĩmaga kahũa, ngarĩma mĩbegũ, ngarĩma mĩkondobia, na ngarĩma ng'ombe. Ndathire thibitarĩ na ngĩciria kũrĩa ingĩruta mbeca cia thibitarĩ.
We realized the gaps which were the farmers could not be able to afford the medical insurance or the medical covers involved. We partnered with the Wakulima Sacco and came up with a product that could be able to be affordable to the farmers and to solve their
Amen. Thank you.
Fatih had instructed that after that you say Amen. Say Amen. We learn something new every day. Thank you so much, Fatih. And next we'll have our very own Sylvia Lagat to also do for us our opening prayer. Sylvia, if you could have your way to the stage. Thank you.
Good morning. Let's pray. Our kind and loving Father, we come before you this morning with thanksgiving in our hearts. We thank you for the lovely day that you've given unto us. We thank you for this organization called Britam. We thank you for everyone who works and supports this organization in one way or another. Heavenly Father, as we commence this sustainability report launch, we thank you, Lord, for this opportunity. We thank you for everything that you've enabled us to do throughout the year and since we did our last launch last year. Heavenly Father, go ahead of us. Give us wisdom, give us knowledge, give us understanding. Be with us, O King of Glory, and may your name be present in this event, Heavenly Father. And King of Glory, we pray now that everything that we do may be of impact to our organization and to our country and to other regions and to the world at large, O Heavenly Father. This we pray, trusting and believing in your holy name, and we say, Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Sylvia, for those opening prayers. So at this point in time, I'd like us to do some bit of housekeeping, some housekeeping rules. Yes, if Eunice, if you could kindly guide us on when we want to get comfortable, where are the washrooms?
So if you look behind where there's that beautiful array of live plants, those are actually live. No plastic here, sustainability, right? So just behind on my left, on this side, you find the gents. And then on this side, there are the ladies. So karibuni if you need to see a man about a dog, as people say.
And thank you. Just some addition to what Eunice has said. The gents is on the left, my left, and the ladies will be on my right. And just about yesterday, while we were doing some bit of dry run, I happened to stumble upon a good lady. They were doing some bit of housekeeping and all that to make this place ready for you today. So I asked her, where are the washrooms? And she was kind and gracious enough to actually walk me back and explained. So after that, she asked me, she volunteered this question, believe you me. She asked me, do you understand why we have the gents on the left and the ladies on the right? I said no. But I asked why. She looked at me and said, because the ladies are always
Right.
You are the one who said it. So because I did not have an answer, that caught me off guard a bit. I looked at her and I said, you're actually right. She was happy. She looked at me and she said, I think you're a smart guy. I also did not have an answer to that. So again, I looked at her and said, actually now on that, you're very right. Because for the men in the house, how many times do you get compliments on whether you are smart or not? So I told her she was right. Now, I will not tell you what she said next, because whatever she said, me disclosing that here borders disclosing matters that are related to data protection. And the office of the data protection sits right in this building. So before me leaving this particular event, I think I'll have been served. So I do not want that. For that reason, maybe you can tell us maybe some bit of registration and where, if someone wants to leave early, how to go about the parking.
Okay, so we have the registration desk there. We are scanning a QR code because we are digital. There's breakfast there for anyone who's yet to serve. Feel free. You can serve and come and eat at your table. And the people who are there, don't feel shy. You don't need to stay at the cocktail tables. You can join us. So to begin with, we will like to recognize very important people, our guests of today. You will see just from that list, it is a testament that Britam has so many partners, and the list here is not even quarter, it's inconclusive. But I'd like to just overview, recognize CMA, RBA, NSC, IRA, AKI, UN Global Compact, Ernst & Young, PwC, KPMG, Africa Bamboo, IFC, Impact Africa, Kenya Navy, Jumbo Charge, UNFPA, Davis and Shatliff, Child Fund International, Oxfam Kenya, World Vision Kenya, Impact Philanthropy Africa, Action Aid, Kenya Forest Services, International Peace Support Training Center, Joint Command Service College, our independent directors, EXCO, and everyone here and on Teams. Karibuni sana.
And at this point, appreciate all of us for being here. A round of applause to all our partners. And thank you so much for that, Eunice. At this point in time, we do understand. If you walked in looking for a parking silo and you happen to stumble upon, a karura of some sort, that was very intentional. So it looks good, right? Looks good. No plastic, everything is live plant in this house. But then sustainability is more than planting trees and live plants. And for that reason, on stage we'll be having our very own director, Legal Sustainability and Company Secretary, in the name of Hilda Njeru. Appreciate her as she comes on stage. She'll be telling us more about this event and just about everything on matters ESG and sustainability. Thank you, Hilda. Appreciate her once again. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, thank you so much, MC Ed, as he likes to call himself, and our very own MC Eunice as well. Thank you so much, everybody who's gathered here. It's such an honor and a delight to host you, to have you join us. It's a chilly morning in Nairobi. For those of us who are joining us online from across the regions, globally, we really, really appreciate. For some of you, it's maybe 2 hours, 3 hours behind, and you have found the time to dial in and to log in. In a special way, we also welcome our financial advisors. They are full in the house. Somebody raise a hand and wave to all of us, the FS. We appreciate you because sustainability really is about all of us. I do honor and recognize our interim group chair, Director Celestine Munda, who's with us today. Our Sustainability ESG Chair of the Group Investment and Strategy Committee, Director George Odo. Thank you so much for finding time. And the Innovation and Digitalization Chair, Director Julius Mbaya. Thank you so much for making time. And our lovely chair of our foundation, Director Dr. Munga. What an honor, what a privilege to host you this morning. And of course, the one and only Engineer TG. And my EXCO colleagues, not forgetting very important guests, and we are also very important, but in the house we also have Lieutenant Colonel Boniface Amimo, the staff officer in charge of environment programs at the Kenya Navy. Thank you so much, Lieutenant Colonel. We also have Commandant Mwindi from the Humanitarian Peace Support School, from the Utawala School. So these are critical partners. They come with Gishuki from the Kenya Forest Service and Martha, African Bamboo, who are really partnering with us in this tree planting. And all of us here, my colleagues and friends and family of Britam, directors from our subsidiaries seated around that table, chairman of the GI board, James Wambugu, we appreciate you. Director Stephen Wandera. I always like Director Wandera attending because he ticks so many boxes. He represents Life, Uganda, Tanzania, Malawi, so they are also very represented by one person. We appreciate you, Director Wandera. And of course, we have Leonard Ithao serving in our foundation board as well. He's a renowned name in the Rotary space, those of us who have interacted with the Rotary world. I have not left any director in the room at the moment. Please forgive me if I have omitted you inadvertently. And so this morning, ladies and gentlemen, I am so delighted to join you, our valued stakeholders, and our customers, our regulators, our board directors, our financial advisors, our partners from the media, our colleagues, as we unveil the third Britam Sustainability Report. This is a very proud moment because it then marks our journey towards maturity in this important conversation. And for many organizations, sustainability is often viewed in the lens of projects and programs. At Britam, our focus is something deeper, building the systems, the structures, and accountability mechanisms that make sustainability part of how we operate every day. Allow me to take us a step back for a moment. Globally, organizations are increasingly getting assessed not only on financial performance or how much PBT we report, but also in the strength of how they, one, manage environmental and climate risks, two, how we treat our customers. Are we treating our customers fairly? How do we treat our employees? How do we treat our suppliers and the communities we operate and serve in? And three, the governing of the business ethically, transparently, and responsibly. And for financial services such as Britam, ESG is particularly important because we do influence the economic activity in our regions, in our country, through investments, insurance, underwriting, claims decisions, customer products, and indeed, the breadth of our services. And Britam's ESG strategy embeds sustainability into governance, into our operations, our products, and our community engagements across the 7 African markets we are present in. And the strategy supports responsible finance. It strengthens Britam's resilience as an institution and enhances long-term value for our clients, our investors, and our shareholders, and even our communities. It is about our contribution, ladies and gentlemen, to sustainable value chains and stronger partnerships that deliver tangible impact to our people and our planet. As a corporate, we at Britam are expected to demonstrate measurable business, social, and environmental outcomes, not just intentions. And this is why we are here today. Because we are a leader in this sustainability space, we have a responsibility to bring like-minded partners together to reinforce confidence in the ability of multilateral sustainability action to deliver tangible results. We seek to establish a common ground to build a faster and safer world and a more secure global economy for humanity as climate, governance, and social ills impacts revolve and worsen rapidly. Over the past year, we have continued to strengthen ESG governance across Britam. We rolled out our ESG framework across key business functions, and to pass on our common home, the planet Earth, and our common bread basket here, Britam, to our future generations in a healthy and balanced state, we must harness the strength of working together. We therefore must come together to reflect on diverse perspectives in an inclusive manner. Needless to say, our world today requires concerted efforts encompassing resource efficiency, energy security, renewable energy, nature-based solutions, sustainable water utilization, disaster-resilient infrastructure, just to name but a few. We are called to go further and faster with our actions and measurable actions to reaffirm confidence, coherence, and effectiveness of our strategies. This is especially relevant for us in Africa because of our varied experiences around food insecurity, health challenges, low insurance penetration, the regular seesaw between droughts and floods. And if you got a chance to read yesterday's Daily Nation, there's a story on page 10 about the rising ocean that is swallowing the coastline. The locals there are saying that as recent as 2015, that's barely 10 years ago, they could farm coconut trees and other crops on certain areas of land that are today already submerged in the ocean. Such threats require combined efforts and measures for the protection and restoration of the nature and for the future. And so, ladies and gentlemen, through our strategic initiatives across all our businesses at Britam, from the Pearl of Africa to the Pearl of the Indian Ocean, from the land of 1,000 hills to the land of great abundance, from the warm heart of Africa to the pride of Africa, from the soul of Africa and soon to the heart of Africa. That is DRC in case you're asking. We are developing practical and scalable solutions for vulnerable communities in harmony with sustainable development. We are guided by the principle that what matters to society is material to our business. How does value creation look like in the Britam world in this sense? Give me 2 seconds to just highlight some of our programs, initiatives, and achievements in this space. In 2015, over 82,000 microinsurance policies were issued through digital and embedded channels. Our AI-driven platform, WhatsApp Bella, and the Britam app has in excess of 87,000 active users, which is making insurance accessible to people who would never have had access to it before. Our procurement and supply chain sustainability efforts engaged 169 local suppliers, injecting in excess of 3 billion Kenya shillings into local economies. Between 2024 and 2025, the foundation has supported more than 70 schools with water access and helped plant more than 136,000 trees, reaching more than 90,000 people across East Africa through water, education, and environmental initiatives. Across the region, Britam Tanzania has installed solar water in schools. They have very lovely names. One school is called Uhuru Mchanganyiko Primary School. You must have seen that in our socials recently. And another one called Mshikamano Primary School, where they have also been able to plant more than 10,000 trees. And these projects are supporting daily school activities, food preparation for the young kids. Those of us who went to school back in the day, we could take porridge in the schools. Without clean water, there is compromise of the health, safety, and security for that food. Britam South Sudan has entered into a partnership with the Global Seventh-day Adventist ADRA to plant over 750,000 trees towards the 60 million trees target. Our friends in the warm heart of Africa, Britam Malawi, are not only great at surmounting impossible currency devaluation mountains, Chair, they are actually in discussions with the Ministry of Environment to be allocated a mountain to plant trees, Sochi Mountain, which we might petition to be called Mount Britam when it is finally green. Our colleagues in Rwanda recently renovated 8 houses belonging to survivors of the 1994 genocide and helped pay insurance premiums for their families in excess of 2 million Rwandese francs. We continue to invest in building internal capacity because embedding sustainability requires more than just policies and frameworks. Last year, we trained 153 ESG champions under the ESG Titans program to help us strengthen awareness and ownership across the region. At Britam, innovation is positioned at the center and as the central driver of growth and a key enabler. We are walking the talk and leveraging this innovation, technology, and talent to strengthen accountability and impact. TAWI, our digital platform that we will be unveiling today, was developed by our very own software developers to support 60 million trees initiative by keeping a record of the trees planted across our footprint and also help us track their health and survival rates. Ultimately, sustainability is about making decisions today that strengthen resilience and create value for tomorrow. Our commitment is to ensure that sustainability at Britam remains measurable, credible, and embedded across the businesses. This is just a tip of the iceberg of what we are doing, and I urge us at the opportune time, kindly download the report and read it and just see where you can also plug in and participate with us. Thank you. And now I have the distinct duty and honor to invite our team leader, the group managing director, and just while I have the mic to tell him to hold on, to come and address us, because then we will need to see something as you come upstage. Thank you.
Sema kweli, kama wanavyosema wahenga, maji ni uhai. Sipo maji kweli, we have no life.
Hapa changamoto yenye inatusumbua ni maji. Tunabeba maji kutoka nyumbani. Yaani nyumbani ni mbali, alafu tunabeba maji kutoka huko tukileta hapa shuleni.
Kisimeni School is in Kasigao Zone, which is in Voi sub-county. And then it's a semi-arid area, as you can see. It can be really dry and hot.
Yani maeneo ambako mvua si reliable.
Around here we do not have permanent water resources.
Tukiharvest maji ni kidogo, kwa damu maji ni kidogo. So ni maji ambayo haiwezi kusustain.
Sometimes when we do not have water, especially from the rains, they have to carry drinking water.
Ukiamka nyumbani, unajitayarisha, unachukua mtungi wako wa maji, sababu ni lazima ukuje na maji. Shuleni hakuna maji.
Tunajua yule mtoto anapojitayarisha kutoka pale nyumbani, attention yake yote anapaswa aeke katika education. Lakini warm up kitambo afike shule, yule mtoto tayari ashachoka.
Mainly, it's not the work of the kid to think about some of the things. When you're talking of the basic needs and for the children, we have the children rights. That this kid has to be provided with the basics, and water is one of them.
Ninakuaga saa 11 naenda kwa ziwa na kuchota maji, ifika huko niko late, alafu napaswa niingie darasani. Hiyo inani affect because ukitoka nyumbani umebeba maji, ukifika shuleni you're so tired, unafaa usome. Hapo ukishaingia kwa masomo hivi unafikiria kesho pia unabeba maji kutoka nyumbani.
But you find that a learner in the evening, it's really ready, like, let me go home, rush home and go look for water. It's not fair.
Tumekuwa tuna hali ngumu na imekuwa imetuuma sana kwa muda mrefu tukipitia hali ngumu kama hiyo kwa sababu ya ukosefu wa maji. Kwa hivyo tumekuwa tukilia kutafuta siku moja vijana tunaweza saidika angalau tupate wahisani kwa ajili ya kutushika mkono ili tuweze kuwa na access ya maji.
When the Britam Foundation came in, they gave us hope. Their coming in was like, we were all happy when we were told that they are coming in now to have the ball up and running.
Earlier this year, in July, we first came to Kisimenyi. We met Madam Masi, the head of the institution. She showed us around the school. She showed us a broken down borehole that, as a result, has forced the school to rely on rainwater harvesting. The students have not been having enough water for their sanitation or hygiene needs. Access to water impacts children's health. It impacts access to education. It impacts the environment that children are learning in. So the reason why we landed at Kisimenyi is because it's in a very rural area. It's a public school, underserved, and it's in a semi-arid land. For all of our WASH projects, we've been using Davis and Shatcliffe as our technical partner. They also have a motto where they say that they are improving lives and we're enriching lives. And so we find this partnership to be very symbiotic.
The partnership between Britam Foundation and Davis and Shatcliffe Limited has come in handy by ensuring that we provide water sustainably through solar-powered water pumping systems.
The impact that we are expecting to see are higher retention of children in school, higher instances of enrollment in school. We're expecting to see better environments for the children who learn in rural public schools. This is the foundation's way of leveling the playing field and enriching lives in Africa.
Tuliposikia hiyo habari kwamba Britam Foundation inatoa msaada wa kutengeneza hizo borehole kwa ajili ya maji wanafunzi, ilikuwa ni furaha kwetu sote pamoja na wanafunzi wenzangu.
Nimeweza kukaa darasani, naelewa vizuri, sababu tulikuwa tukitumwa maji sana, lakini sasa hii unatulia darasani, maji yako hapa, hata unakaa darasani unaelewa vizuri.
Hapo nyuma kulikuwa hamna maji ya kutosha, lakini sasa hii tangu amekuja kutusaidia, tunashukuru, hata tutanyosha migomba, tutapanda miti kwa wingi.
Nataka kuwashukuru Britam Foundation kwanza kwa kufikiria shule yetu ya Eldoro. Sasa hivi usafi unaendelea kuimprove, miti inaendelea vizuri sasa. Na shamba bila shaka tunavyoendelea, mnaona ndizi hapa, na maji.
So Britam Foundation focuses on 4 pillars. We have a pillar on health, we have a pillar on education, on entrepreneurship and environment. Under our health pillar is where we have the Britam Water Project. The Britam Water Project has managed to go to 70 schools. Some of these schools are in Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzania. Most of these schools are in Kenya. We are staying true to our purpose, which is enriching lives in Africa by empowering communities for sustainable development.
Ningependa kushukuru Britam Foundation.
Nashukuru sana Britam Foundation.
Napenda kuwashukuru Britam Foundation
sababu kwa kutuletea maji hapa shuleni.
Basi tunaomba Mungu azidi kuwapa baraka kwa kujali maslahi yetu. Asante sana.
Mom, I love you people.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, that is impact right there. And at this point, without further ado, let's appreciate our very own GMD, Mr. Tom Gitogo, as he takes the stage. Thank you.
Good morning. It's lovely to see all of you. Let me not repeat the acknowledgements because Hilda has very ably done that. But I would be remiss if I did not emphasize the appreciation we have for all our partners. All our partners. I was saying to some of you during breakfast that we have a very audacious, ambitious, crazy target of planting 60 million trees. No way we can do this by ourselves, and we need your continued partnership. So it's a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome you to the launch of Britam's 2025 Sustainability Report. As Hilda said, it is our third. 2025, reflecting a bit, marked a significant milestone for us because we turned 60 years. It also marked the end of our previous 5-year strategic cycle, and we laid the foundation, if you like, of our now current 5-year strategy, our new journey 2026 to 2030, themed the Ascend strategy. I wonder if that was calculated. We haven't tested that equipment, and I think they want to prove that the equipment works, yeah, so that's all right. But I'm sure you can hear me. The Ascend strategy will see us achieve various targets over the next 5 years, and the S in Ascend, as some of you know and others can guess, is sustainability and governance. This reflects how sustainability has become very deeply embedded in our business strategy, not as a standalone initiative, but as a key driver of how we operate, innovate, and grow. As a leading financial services institution, we recognize our responsibility to contribute to accessible and sustainable financial protection, investment, education, healthcare, and positive impact outcomes to societies and the markets that we operate in. As I said, we are working with various partners to ensure that our products reach the marginalized communities. We also want to include deliberately the informal sector, be they domestic workers, border riders, the people on whose back our economy is currently stands. We know that in our 7 countries, SMEs are significant, SACCOs are significant, chamas are important, and so on. And as a responsible financial institution, we deliberately work with those informal sector players to ensure that the sustainability and growth of our community is improved. In 2025, for example, of all our pre-qualified suppliers, 23 were led by youth, 83 were led by women, and 10 of the suppliers were led by PYD. Britam intentionally prioritizes domestic or local suppliers. There are some issues that I want to bring out. Let's take climate resilience, for example. As Britam, we expanded access to agriculture and livestock insurance solutions because we appreciate the role that that plays in improving the resilience of our fellow citizens, especially the farmers. This helps thousands of farmers, pastoralists as well, and it helps them manage the increasing impact and the unpredictability we see around with weather patterns. Britam has continued to expand access to innovative parametric insurance. What this does is that what is within control, the farmers are ready for, And when what is not within their control happens, our products and solutions enable them to get back on their feet quicker. On the environment front, climate action and energy efficiency is worth putting a footnote on. Where you are sitting now was an open rooftop. Above you are solar panels that power 50% of the power requirements of Britam Tower. You can see impact requires courage and imagination, not necessarily money. The rooftop is still a rooftop, except now we can even put it to other uses. The center, which hosts the majority of our staff members, is pretty much 100% powered during the day by solar panels. Previously, our staff and our clients would park cars in the open sun, damaging their dashboards and color or paint on their cars. But today, they park in the cool shades. Above them, solar panels powering our offices. So this is important because in terms of numbers, and you will see this in the report, we have offset 198 tons of carbon emission, and we'll be doing this every year. This contortment here generates 390,000 kilowatts annually. I can see our friend David from the law firm. This is a measure of power, and it's a lot. I think that's all we need to appreciate. And thanks for coming. Thank you for coming, David. Britam Tower is the first building in Kenya to earn the prestigious EDGE certification from the International Finance Corporation, IFC, for pioneering efficiency in energy, water, and materials. We now rank proudly as one of Africa's tallest green building. And this is an example of some of the things we are doing at Britam to ensure that we join others in investing in clean operations whilst at the same time reducing our environmental footprint, the carbon emission. You have seen some of the things we are doing under the Britam Foundation. So as I conclude, it is important to also mention that we have not left our people behind. We continue to invest in our people, and as you may have seen in our media, we are recognized as a top employer for the third year running here in Kenya. And we have done that as well in Mozambique, Rwanda, and Uganda. And we are working day and night to ensure that our other geographies are also recognized as top employers. So responsible conduct of business is now no longer just to tick a box. It's not just for compliance. Trust and integrity underpin our business model, and we maintain a zero-tolerance approach to bribery and corruption. You will see in the report that in 2025, our forensics department processed 82 fraud cases, which exposed us to the tune of 609 million. I am happy to report that most of that was recovered, and the entire 82 fraud cases were appropriately resolved with the necessary consequences enlisted. What excites me most, ladies and gentlemen, is that our sustainability achievements are not isolated successes. They are part and parcel of a broader commitment to building a more resilient, inclusive, and sustainable Africa. Let me once again thank our customers, because without you, we wouldn't have achieved some of the things we have achieved. Our shareholders for investing in us and supporting us. Our regulators, most of whom are represented here, I can see some of them. Our partners and the entire Blue Tribe. Happy to see the financial advisors are also here for your continued support and believing in this mission. I recently became a grandfather, so if I ever needed motivation to contribute and leave this planet a better place than I found it, I just have to look at the adoring, laughing eyes of my healthy, bouncing grandson. Thank you very much. I was just consulting, because consulting is important, whether I had the duty and privilege of inviting our interim chair to give her remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Madam Celestine Muda to give her remarks. And you can see she uses her phone as I use my big laptop. I will improve. Thank you.
Good morning. What a privilege it is this morning to sit in a sustainable building surrounded by forests and covered by solar panels. Can we just clap for our team? Before I start, I just wanted to say, Tom, that of all the accolades you've received, where you're called Engineer Tom, GMD Tom, FCPA Tom, the greatest is grandfather. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our board, we are really privileged to be standing here today because it is a very important day for Britam. It is an opportunity to reflect on our progress over the past year and to reaffirm our responsibility that comes with being a Pan-African financial services organization. It would be remiss of us to continue to have this conversation without recognizing the shoulders that we stand on. The people who founded this organization, even if it was not known to them at the time, had a sustainable mindset. They invested for posterity. They led sustainably, even if at that time ESG was not a term. And Dr. Munga, wearing your other hat as one of the founders, we are here today because of people like you who had that mind of building a sustainable organization. And so we are here today in our third year honoring that legacy of contributing to our society, contributing to our people by building a sustainable organization. The legacy that you created, and even the legacy that our late chairman left, is what we are committed to delivering. Over the years, sustainability at Britam has evolved significantly. What began as a set of important commitments has become part of how we think about governance, value creation, and long-term resilience. Tom and Hilda have comprehensively dealt with a lot of what we have done. My role today is really just to cover at a high level some of these so that we don't stay here for too long. Africa has about 1.6 billion people. Imagine that. That is 19% of the world's population. Our insurance penetration is just 3 to 3.5%. It means that millions and millions of Africans remain underinsured and are exposed to health, climate, and agricultural shocks. Recognizing that, as we extend our footprint across Africa, our intent is to close this gap in a sustainable manner. And doing that requires collective action. It's not about Britam, and hence the partners we have in the room today. It is about providing inclusive insurance, sustainable finance, and responsible investment. And that is where our A in Ascent comes from. Not only just being Pan-African for profit, but really recognizing that most of us, millions as I said, are underinsured and exposed to these shocks. So as Britam, we are committed to that vision of providing cover to our people. As a board, we are increasingly focused on sustainability, not because it is the most trendiest term of today, but because we believe that as responsible leaders, that's where we must focus on. It has influenced how we think. It has influenced every conversation we have on the board. It was core to our conversation last year when we crafted the strategy for up to 2030, which is our strategy. And it is core to every conversation we have with our stakeholders. In terms of our governance as well, we continue to monitor our commitment to sustainability. We continue to monitor the regulatory developments that we have to adhere to meet these goals. And we continue to ensure that there's full compliance across our footprint. Through the products that we provide, through our very able financial agents who are represented here today, we ensure that we have conversations that enable that mindset, that enable our clients to also buy responsibly, to provide the necessary protection. So Britam is committed to delivering visible and tangible impact. And as we embark on this new strategy, Ascend, our ambition remains clear, which is to build a stronger, more resilient institution that creates sustainable value for customers, communities, shareholders, and future generations. So I therefore take this opportunity to once more add our gratitude to our shareholders, our customers, our partners, regulators, and the entire Blue Tribe. You have done a tremendous job. We believe that you'll continue to do a tremendous job. And as a board, we are sincerely and truly proud to be part of this organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Another round of applause. So allow me to divert our attention to the screen for a very interesting video.
My name is Sabina Washekenjeri. I am currently the BAM Relationship Officer. How I ended up at Alpha Joy Children's Home was that I had joined high school, St. Anne's Girls Liuki, but was not able to proceed past Form 1 first term. And therefore I dropped out and I went to do a job as a house help. And the family I joined, the Ngangas, they were able to see my potential and see that I deserved better and my future had potential if I was taken care of. And therefore they took me to the children's home where they usually visit. So they called the director, told him what's happening, And he was also interested in rescuing my life, and that's how I ended up in the children's home. What I remember most about the Alpha Joy Children's Home was the love and the laughter that we shared. So joy wasn't attached to anything physical, not attached to good houses or good cars or anything. So what I remember about Britam visiting Alpha Joy back in 2016, that Friday is the day I came from school for long holiday from campus. I was in second year night. We were so excited. We woke up very early on Saturday, got ready, cleaned everywhere, and then they arrived in a bus, dressed up in uniform. The beds that Britam brought, first of all, they were very beautiful beds. Going back recently and still seeing those beds and showing them to the recent Britam staff, I have realized that intentional kindness goes a long way.
Britam came here on 2016. They bought beds. Children are using today, up to today. They were able to buy uniform and to give them the word of hope. Now they are role models of our children.
What did I imagine when Britam announced internship for me and Salome? It was a stupor moment. I couldn't digest and process everything because it was on Saturday when we were supposed to report on Monday. So they even helped facilitate how we would make that happen. And then now the stupor continued on Sunday when you're preparing to start going to Nairobi. On Monday, you are in a new company that is beautiful. People are welcoming you, buy new lunch. Like the whole experience was just divine, goosebumps raising here, everything. All those compositions we used to write in primary school, now they were real. They were happening in real life.
Since Sabina have been successful, this encourages that all children are not limited, because when she came here, she had no hope. We feel proud with the work that we are doing.
Britam's role in communities beyond business is actually an extension of still what we do on a daily basis, business-wise. So for our clients, we safeguard our dreams and aspirations, but we still extend the same to those who are out there and need us.
Wow. How many of us in our personal lives can say that we work towards impacting people around us, you know, seeing the potential in people and bringing that out? Amazing, right? So I know some of you in this day and age for AI are wondering if that's a real video. Maybe it's deepfake. So I saw Sabina somewhere in the crowd. Her beautiful face is here. Sabina, maybe you can join us on stage.
A round of applause for Sabina.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Karibu Sabina.
Thank
you. So I think one thing that really stood out for me is you said intentional kindness. And, you know, we know kindness, but intentional kindness. So what did you mean when you said that?
The reason I said intentional kindness, it's because when you put intentions to something, you think beyond today or beyond the core reason why you are there, and you think long term, you think impact, you think how that you appreciate the value of something and you want it to last longer. So you want you're thinking long term, you're thinking more impact. And that's why I thought and felt, and we all did, feel that was intentional kindness, because the activity of the day was CSR, and I think we are used to CSR. But when they came, even the CEO was there, head of BD was there, the HR was there. So it was not just some CSR we are doing. And back then, 2016, Britam was still the leading company in the industry. So it's not that they were looking for popularity or anything, but they were still serious. The full years you've seen in the video, it's not something we are thinking of doing now. It started way back. And when they said yes to that CSR, even the management said the yes, and they all drove into that place. From the pictures of the home you've seen, it's not one of the most beautiful places you would want to be. But that didn't matter. They still came. It was very rural area, Right now we have better roads, but back then it wasn't a very open area. The place is very small, very humble, but they still came. And when we were there, they came with food stuff, which is what CSR would have been. We sing, we get food stuff, you eat, we'll be done. But they were still interested when we were talking in knowing how best they can leave us and how best we can continue running and doing the beautiful thing the children's home was doing. And therefore, when the kids complained of the beds being broken, I know we all have kids and they jump around the beds and all that. And it's the same way even in our children. So kids will always be kids. And therefore, we had very broken beds. And they were open to the idea of buying us better beds. I know right now they're looking rusty, but trust you me, they were more beautiful than your current bed right now. But they still are sustainable. They're still there. 10 years later, we are talking about the decisions these people made. And look at me right now, where I am, the people I support, the people who depend on me, just because of a decision or impact that was done 10 years ago, we're still applauding. So it was very intentional.
Wow, wow. And what word can you leave for the younger generation? Because I think people think sustainability is about the older generation living something, but everyone who's here has something to contribute to this conversation on sustainability.
Yes, we all have a role to play, and not just as a corporate, but also on an individual level. You see, when we talk of what Britam is doing, Britam is people. Britam is the GMD together with the rest of the management and the employees, but it's also partners. So there's a way each one of us can plug in and do something better. So we're even talking about, when we talk about environment, how you can reduce plastics, how you can use a reusable water bottle. There's a lot everyone can do that can make sure the world we're living is better. GMD has the benefit right now of enjoying seeing his grandson. Some of us want to get there, and how will we get there if we don't take care of the environment and the society we live in? And you see, we are talking about going global, going Africa, and even beyond. Like some of the company sales, we are even going beyond Africa. So if you're thinking about the world as a global village, then we need to make sure we take care of where we are, we take care of the future, because Britam, we just celebrated 60 years, right? We want the next generation to celebrate 120 years. I would imagine them unveiling 100 years of Britam, but it can't be there if we don't take care of ourselves, of the company and the offices we work in, but also of the clients and the society where they live in, because those will still be our future clients.
Thank you, Sabina. So right now we want to shake things up a bit. So allow me to get back on stage. So like we said, we have a number of partners that we work with to achieve the goals that we want to achieve. And some of them are very gracious to come and have a conversation with us. So we're going to have a chat. It will be a very engaging discussion between a number of experts and specialists, some homegrown, some who have joined us today. So the first person who will be joining me on stage is someone who we all know here at Britam. He is one of us, Dennis Moria. And Dennis is a very, very seasoned actuary and business leader with over 15 years of experience across sales, distribution, marketing, and operations in financial services. As the General Manager in business development at Britam Life Assurance, he drives strategic growth, market expansion, and customer-centric innovation. He has been instrumental in delivering sustainable growth through data-driven decision-making, product development, and optimized distribution. A passionate advocate for financial literacy and inclusion, Dennis is a sought-after speaker who simplifies complex financial concepts and champions responsible financial planning and economic empowerment. A round of applause for Dennis. Dennis, karibu. So, as Dennis is coming up, our next panelist is Martha Kagiri. Martha is the founder and managing director of African Bamboo and Hemp Industry Limited, and a seasoned climate action practitioner with over 20 years of experience advancing nature-based solutions, renewable energy, and green livelihoods across Africa and beyond. Through Africa Bamboo, she leads transformative agroforestry, restoration, and community-driven climate programs that place women and youth at the center of sustainable development. She is the innovator behind Aita Senmu, and we'll hear more about that, a proprietary tree growing and mapping platform delivering real-time geotagging data for transparent tracking of reforestation, carbon sequestration, and ESG impact. A round of applause for Martha. I see she's a go-getter. She's already on stage. I like that. Finally, and definitely not least, we have David Irongo Wagema. Wagema is a seasoned capital markets leader with over 20 years of experience, 15 in senior management, driving financial innovation, business development, and sustainable investment solutions. He serves as treasurer of the REITs Association of Kenya and business development sector leader, agriculture, at the Nairobi Securities Exchange, where he's advancing scalable investment frameworks and unlocking capital for agriculture transformation. He played a key role in landmark initiatives in Kenya's first green bond and its dual listing on the London Stock Exchange, Kiba, which we can remember was the first mobile retail bond in Kenya, the green DNI rate on the USP, the broker-backed office system, and the Ibuka program. With extensive exposure across global markets, he continues to shape policy, regulatory reform, and capital market growth. A round of applause for Wagema.
Santi.
Karibuni, thank you all for joining us today. So today we're going to talk about sustainability, right? It is a buzzword. That's what people like to say, you know, like a corporate buzzword. But we know better here at Britam because sustainability is doing business responsibly. But maybe we can start with you, Dennis. What exactly does it mean when we say sustainability? And how has that evolved in Britam through the journey and how long you have been here?
Okay, thank you for that. Sustainability, from my experience, has evolved fast. Thinking about how we do things in the world or the economy, especially in terms of from an environmental perspective. That's how sustainability the topic become quite, let's say, popular or engaging around what we are doing about the environment. But later on, it has evolved significantly around how we do everyday activities. How do we run our businesses? How do we run our lives? So the thing is, how the things that we use to live today and manage the opportunities and results that we achieve today, how can we make sure that we still have those things tomorrow? So if I was to break it down to, let's say from a Britam context, how we design and develop our products. Are they products that we buy now? Are we happy to buy them in the future? And will our customers continue choosing us continuously going forward? That's a big picture. And even when you think about running the business, the profits and the margins that we want to make, are they reasonable? The customer is willing to pay that and support us. And once they see us grow, they're also thriving as well. So that we work together over the next 100 years as well. So that we are together in this with our customers and the wider community and the other stakeholders in our business.
So there's a lot of good intention there, right? But it feels like sometimes there's a difficulty moving from the good intention that we have. So for example, we want to plant 60 million trees to actual tangible progress. So Martha, how do we use tools? For example, like your tool, Aita Senmu, how do we use it to capture this data so that we can move from we want to do this to this is what we are doing and this is the credible data that we have so that that data can be used, for example, in the sustainability report that we are launching today?
Yeah, I feel for us to be sustainable enough and for us to be able to meet our targets, we need to have a tool that can help us to map from the beginning, where do we want to go? Let's say we want to do 60 million trees. We could just use it as a buzzword, just like marketing. Like people would say we are doing 100 million trees a year and all that. But when you go on the ground, do you really see them? Do we have a tool that will be credible enough to be able to show that's exactly what we are doing on the ground? Because anyone can pick up a phone and just note and say we have done 50 million trees, 100 million trees, but are we able to track those trees we are talking about? Could we even show from the nursery point of view, did we even have those seedlings to be able to come up with those numbers? So then it just doesn't remain as a marketing gimmick or something. We need a true, reliable tool that will be able to show that anyone, even someone supporting a tree to be planted here in Nairobi, and maybe you are somewhere in Sweden, you are able to even look through the satellite and see, yes, that tree was planted. And without, the ITAS and MU actually helps to do that. And at the same time, we are able to follow up and see the partners that has done the planting, for example, because we could be 10 partners doing the planting. Someone is putting the data in the Jazamiti, another one in Tawi, another one in ITAS and MU. Then at the end of the day, instead of the 10 plants, then we are at 100, yet on the ground is actually 10. So it also helps to stop the double counting. So this is what ITAS and MU can do to give credible information that can be verified on the ground. Whether you look through the satellite, you are able to follow and see, truly, we did those 10 trees.
Thank you. And that ties in with one of the things we are doing today is we are launching the Britam Tawi app. And that app will allow us and our partners, as we have said, we need to work with many people, to go on the ground and plant those trees, and even let's say an auditor from another continent can come and they will know the location. They will know how many trees have been planted, what kind of trees have been planted, and there's even post-planting activities to make sure that we're not just planting the trees, but they're going to be there in 10 years, 20 years. Amazing. So now, Wagema, the NSC.
Yes, please.
I know you asked a lot of questions about money, etc. But so we have sustainability, and we have talked about how we can use certain tools to get credible data. But then businesses, and now looking at young businesses that are growing, they want to unlock capital. And because sustainability is big for them, they're very keen in terms of the kind of capital that they want to unlock. So from the NSC's perspective, what avenues are there available for growth ventures, like the ones that we churn out at Better Lab, to have access to capital?
Well, thank you very much. And first of all, sincerely to appreciate Britam for this, and congratulations on the launch of your sustainability report. That's a huge milestone. I remember some time back. Yes, we can clap, we can appreciate Britam. Well done. Yeah, I remember some time back when we came up with the rules for sustainability, and it's good to have you guys also as leaders in your respective areas, like Britam and what you're doing, the innovation of the app and also the Better Lab. I think those are great things. And what is encouraging, you know, I can see the people on this table, some of them are not exactly young, and of course even the other table, and there's a saying my CEO posted, allow me just to read it, and it says that a society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they will never sit. A society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they will never sit. That's a Greek proverb, and I can see respected people. I can see Catherine Carita, Hilda, the CEO, and others, and everybody here. Most likely, the trees that you're planting, you'll never sit in their shade. That's about forward thinking. That's really the heart of sustainability. It goes beyond. The world is beyond you and I. And that's why for us, even at the NSC, we are very keen. I remember we were once challenged. You know, we have so many big companies. and we celebrate with you 60 years. That's a huge milestone. But there are those companies that are growing that also need to be taken care of, that need to be sustained. So in NSC, we have two key projects, two programs that we are running that are specifically addressing that. One of them is called the Ibuka program. Ibuka means to emerge. You have to come out of water. There are so many, once we went and we were asking the government, can we have more company listings? And we got KPC and others, but that's not where the growth of this country is. It's actually in those small business. The economy is being driven by those entrepreneurs who have the boldness maybe to leave full-time jobs and go and start something that is going to impact. Most of these people are fragile, yet they have brilliant ideas. And one of the key things that we are cognizant is that we need to nurture them. We need to also see them grow and get their full potential and even create more jobs. So one of the key things that we've done with Ibuka is really an incubator and accelerator where we also, when we can get synergies with yourselves, with Better Lab, to see how we can be able to grow these companies. So it's a 3-step process because for us it's investment. Most of them need maybe growth capital, they need maybe working capital, they need different types of capital. So we've tailor-made the program to be a 3-step process where we first do a diagnostic. What is the health of that company? And then we identify the gaps, and then now we help them to capital raise. So we welcome you even to partner with the Better Lab to be able to see how Ibuka, we can work together. And then secondly, we have the Sustainability Finance Center of Excellence. In that Center of Excellence, we've had some successes. More recently, you had the Sustainability Linked Bond that was issued by, there was one by KMRC and others. Earlier, the second listing this year was ALP Logistics. Also, that one has benefited from the center. So all these companies, as they grow, we want to be able to support them. So we've partnered with DFIs who are helping to de-risk and even maybe support some of the costs. Sustainability is not exactly cheap, but we can be able to help them to be supported. We have partnered with FSD Kenya. We are working with FSD Africa, with World Bank and others to be able to support. So I believe synergies can be derived between the two, and even with Britam, to be able to issue a bond that is also going to also support even the growth of maybe some of these different initiatives, REIT and other products. So we are really keen on sustainability, and we are happy to work and partner with you. Thank you.
Wow. I like that, and I like all the initiatives that are there also to, lift people up. And you've spoken about vulnerable groups. And Martha, you work a lot with women, youth, the vulnerable groups. How do you ensure, from your perspective, that we remove these people from the periphery and have them participate in, green investments in the carbon markets?
So most of the people that we are working with at Africa Bamboo, as you said, are actually women, youth, and people living with disability. And we bring them together as cooperatives. So we have different cooperatives, and when we're growing our trees, when we are planting our trees, we don't just plant them. We are growing them wherever we plant. So we make sure there's a lot that goes into the planning and the planting of those trees. So by the time we are planting them, we also have nutrients that we put into our trees, so then we can make sure that they grow without a lot of effort. So, like the making of the biochar, for example, we have so many women involved while they grow our seaweed, which we get the extract for our biochar. We have some youth who we have trained on how to get the invasive species and burn them to get the biochar that we require as a sponge for our trees to grow. And we have others we have trained to raise like BASF, black soldier flies, from waste from markets. So they aggregate all these wastes as cooperatives. They grow these BASFs that we use the frass also to add into our biochar that we will use to grow our trees. And through all these cooperatives, when everyone brings their nutrients together to make this biochar, we make sure that we are also coding all this. So then at the end of the day, when our biochar will be able to gain some carbon credits, they will also be part and parcel of benefit sharing. So this is how we are doing it. And this is a place where like Britam could come in, and where we are working with these cooperatives, there is also demand for like insurances and stuff like that to insure these people, to make sure they are on this stream, on the everything for this tree growing. And this is how we are working with them, with the groups.
Wow, I like that. And I have picked something that I think GMD will need to change how we say the 60 million trees, because I said they grow trees, not plant them. So we'll be saying we are growing 60 million trees. Wow, very insightful. So Dennis, and I think tied to that, we're speaking about the youth. And I think one of the reasons a lot of Kenyans go to the street is the economy as it is right now, and also the high rate of unemployment. So what role do you think that Britam can play, through sustainability? Because I read somewhere that the best test of whether sustainability is working is whether the benefits of sustainability can be shared, and I think Martha has alluded to that. So how can a big corporation like Britam contribute to the economy, contribute to this larger conversation about sustainability?
Thank you for that. So how can Britam contribute to growing the economy, especially with impacting the young people with the relevant skills? So, so maybe taking the first obvious one is around directly employing the youth as we continue to grow in the business, especially in, let me say, labor-intensive areas, like where I am in sales. So there's usually a very great opportunity in that. But over and above that, there are various opportunities like where Britam can take this supporting the economy. We've got one, I think GMD talked about, supporting especially local suppliers in what we do. Also encouraging our partners in other areas to support local employment and build ecosystems or supply chains within the country. Okay. The other opportunities around now, investing in various opportunities that are there in the economy. So, for example, in Britam, we do have a lot of funds which we raise for pensioners, for example, and we do need to deploy those particular investments. And those investments can be in strategic areas where they do, above bring returns, sustainable returns to our pension holders. They do have a great impact in the economy, creating jobs in new areas where the youth are especially learning and taking opportunities. We've got technology. When I even look at my Saturday Nation, we've got lots of young people getting into agribusiness, and that will be a significant growth area because the population in Africa is growing. We do need food, and they're doing it in the non-traditional way, leveraging a lot on technology and making sure that things are efficient. So capital investments, supporting supply chains, and of course, direct employment.
Thank you for that, Dennis. So other than funding, Wagema, in your opinion, how do you think Britam and NSC can collaborate towards the same goal?
Right, Britam and NSC have been collaborating for a long time. The people that we employed at NSC, some of them are coming, their CVs are written Britam. And then I can see around the crowd, there are many people who are from the capital markets. So I think the collaboration has really been deep, including our esteemed moderator. She was at NSC, so I'm really glad that we've been collaborating very closely. Yeah, so on a more interesting note, I think the collaboration can really grow, and I'll be very honest and vulnerable. And this is because capital markets has grown. However, there's one edge that and a gap that is there out in the market, and this is long-term capital mobilization. Long-term capital mobilization. The banks have actually crowded the space, and rightly so, because there was a vacuum. So if you go to a bank and you want to get some money, immediately they give you the, you get, when you sign the dotted line, you get the principal plus, you get the full money, and then you start your venture. However, the capital market's edge is long-term patient capital. However, before you get the money, you have to have done a board, get a board approval. The process is very tedious. It's very long. And many businesses would actually benefit from that. I like what is mentioned. The agri-space. Agri-space, one of the things that people don't even touch agri. I'm being very open and very candid about it. And the reason is because of risk. They're saying the sector is risky. Yeah, World Bank has set apart $10 billion just to go to agri, to create better jobs and more jobs in agri. And mine is a passion. How can we make agriculture investable asset class? So that most of the people that we see, and some of the people I see here distinguished, they grew because of coffee and tea. Because of that was the revenue. However, today, and actually in the afternoon, I'll be meeting Moranga. They say they want to grow they want to grow the economy. They got 19 billion last month from tea. They want to take that to 80. The governors and the deputy governors say they will not grow to that level by being able to plant more tea bushes. It's through value addition. I think we need to also make agriculture investable. And mine is a running call. This is actually one of the things that I've been focusing. If there's one thing this year, by God's grace, that we must deliver, is what we call the NSC Catalytic Capital Program. NSC Catalytic Capital Program. What it does, it will also help us to be able to support some of these farmers. You're talking about the youth and all that, to be able to access our money in an affordable way and also fast. When you get the bank money, from day one, you start paying interest plus principal until the very end. Capital markets has patient capital. It allows you to pay that principal at the end of, say, 10 years. In between, you'll be just paying the interest. Where can you get patient capital that will help you grow? Even sectors like agri, manufacturing, and others that require a lot, they need that. So mine is really another reason for us to work together. Bana CEO, I'll be seeing you, and Bana Chairman, so that we can close that deal. And then on the other side, I will also make sure that, because we need insurance in the mix, because we can't do that catalytic fund without insurance. We'll get patient money. World Bank, the pension funds has 2.7, they have committed. Dr. Kili said it in public, so we are working together. The missing link is insurance. So Bana CEO, I'll become knocking. Please don't let me down. On my end, I will also make sure that you get we are setting up a carbon exchange. So as you grow those trees, we'll make sure that we are able to get carbon credits and value. And so we appreciate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. NSC Catalytic
Capital
Program. Wow, sounds like a tongue twister.
NCCP.
NCCP, yeah, that's easier. So finally, Martha, looking ahead, how do you see technology contributing to this entire sustainability conversation?
I see tech really contributing a lot. Right now, Africa has an ambition through the Africa 100 to do 100 million trees. And well, our country, or I could say our Kenya, has an ambition to do 15 billion trees. And on top of that, last year they added an initiative or a strategy to do 125 million bamboos. Now, that's a really big number. For us to be able to get there, everyone needs to do something. Everyone has to think about a tree. And when we talk about a tree, we need to re-educate our people that a tree is not just a tree. A tree could be a fruit, for example. Just last month at our organization, we had some investors coming from Serbia and others coming from China. And they're looking for a lot of avocados. So what can our people do? Those people with land that is lying idle, or that land that can be cultivated, could grow avocados, for example, to meet that market target, but they are also contributing to the trees. And when we talk about doing the trees, we will not just grow the tree by just putting it and then we expect it to grow. We need to do something for those trees to grow and for us to meet those targets. And how do we do it? We can do it in the most simple way by making sure whatever we put in that hole when we are planting the tree, we make sure it's able to feed that tree effortlessly. By putting up some biochar, which we are able to train our young people who are going to the streets because they don't have a job, we can train them to make that biochar by aggregating all these nutrients we need. And by the end of the day, they can sit on the table with us when we share the benefits from the carbon credits generated from that biochar. And that way we could be able to improve our soils, be sustainable, be able to meet the targets we are talking about, and make sure that this country is better. And I love what Britam is doing. your target of 60 million is actually not big. It needs to be big enough to scare all of us. Because if we are 50 million Kenyans, for example, it means every Kenyan planting a tree or two. If every Kenyan planted 2 trees, actually, then it's 120 million. So it's not big enough. So we can go big. We can go big, and we could do this through strategic partnerships. We at African Bamboo, we are partnering with different people. We already partnered with Kenya Forest Service, with Carefree, for example, because they have to advise us on the right species and the right site matching. We are also partnering with our KDF, who are very disciplined, very diligent, and they have been very selfless. Whenever you call them, like the last 1 month, we've done over 15,000 trees. Just a few people with a few officers planting all that, actually growing all that, and none of them has dried. Because on the other hand, we also have to time the right time when it's raining and all that. And then we have also to look at partnerships like what Britam is doing all over Africa. We are actually in Malawi. We are also in northern Nigeria. Yes, there it's a bit behind. They're not so much moving as fast as we are here in Kenya, but we will get there. So I feel there is, when we come together, all of us, I think we can achieve all these targets. They are not hard to achieve.
So we can do more.
Oh, yes.
We can do more. And I know for planting avocados, Hilda and I are definitely there. We love avocados. So I think we will step up. So just to shake things up a bit, when I was walking around while people were eating breakfast, I asked someone for a question for the panelists. It's just 10 seconds each. What is one myth about sustainability that you would like to debunk? One myth about sustainability. 10 seconds. We can start with you, Agema.
Yes, sustainability is expensive. I think everybody looks at the expense of doing the sustainability report, the way that you need to actually, the way you need to have the matrices and all that, which is true. There is effort in it. However, lack of sustainability is more expensive. You know, someone said, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. So I think sustainability is not expensive.
Amazing. Martha?
Yeah, I think sustainability is achievable, and yet it requires a lot of effort. But I think not becoming deliberately sustainable, wait until you see ecological collapse. You'll see what the results can be worse.
Thank you, Martha. Dennis?
He took my first answer, expensive. It's not. Maybe the other one I can say, maybe sustainability can also be selfish. All right, let me put it this way. You can do something that benefits you as well, but is also sustainable for everyone else, okay? I'll give an example, probably like what we've done here in terms of solar panels. It is good for the environment, cuts our costs, and benefits us holistically. So don't think of it as only doing good, but it can also do to benefit you in the short term as well. So think about it positively that way.
Perfect. A round of applause for the panelists. Thank you so much for your time today. Please continue clapping until they leave the stage as a way to thank them. Yeah, so we'll exit like this. Ladies first. Thank you so much. Thank you. So allow me to direct our attention to the screen as we proceed to the next stage.
As Britam Group and Britam South Sudan, we are honored to launch our 1.5 million trees in South Sudan campaign here with you and with the students and with the community. And so for us, we regard growing trees as a resilience exercise. It's a mark of the resilience and investment that we are putting in
And so we urge our partners, the SDA ADRA community, and our young ones, the students, to look after the trees so that the trees can grow and they remain as a symbol of the roots that you are planting in education and the roots that we are planting in this community as Britam.
This sends a message to everyone that we need to make Juba green, and Britam is part of those partners who want to ensure we get our world a better place. Make sure we get our streams back where we got them before we started destroying the environment. And we then with these young ones join hands in ensuring the world is a better place, and we start small by planting trees.
Amazing, amazing. I know you can do better than that. Please, let us appreciate our very able co-MC, Eunice, together with the list of our partners. They did some good job, right? Some key takeaways. We are speaking of growing trees, not just planting, right? Growing. There's a huge difference, and that has really been demonstrated. The other thing is planting trees that you may never get to enjoy the shade. Just imagine being very futuristic. And I'm being reminded at this point of a Chinese proverb that says, you know, the best time to plant or grow a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So I'm reminding you of your backyard, that your home land that you've not been putting into good use. The best time to plant that tree, to grow that tree, is now, the next best time. Supporting local economy, you can clearly tell that sustainability is beyond planting trees, and that has really helped to demystify or debunk the whole sustainability conversation. And lastly, sustainability means business. There's money into this thing. So beyond doing, you can imagine doing something that is beneficial to yourself, to the society, to the world at large, and still getting some ROI, some very good ROI out of it. That is sustainability, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for that. Just some quick tip for anyone who, for whatever reason, if you may choose to sleep away a little bit earlier, because, okay, we're not taking so much time after this, please remember to pass by our registration desk just to get your parking spot validated. Very important. And lastly, in the unlikely event of any emergency, ladies and gentlemen, we have it taken care of. We have a very robust team of well-trained support staff of security. So the emergency exit is on my far left. There is an exit into the staircase. So in the unlikely event of any emergency, you are well taken care of. A round of applause to all of us. Thank you so much. That is wonderful. We are doing so great. So at this point in time, again, just to direct your attention back on stage, because the moment we've been waiting for, that particular moment is upon us. Wanasema siku ya ndovu kumla mwanawe. Masaa ya ndovu kumla mwanawe ndio haya sasa yamewadia. Naona tunafurahi. Thank you so much. So, my media guys. Yes. All right. That was a countdown. That was a countdown. Allow me to welcome on stage the following. Let us please have our very own GMD. Please join us on stage. Appreciate him as he come up. Our Director of Sustainability, Hilda, please join us on stage. Our Interim Chair, Celestine, if you could kindly grace us with your presence on stage. Let us have Mr. George Odo kindly joining us on stage. Thank you so much. I appreciate them as they come. We can do better than that. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And lastly, but not the very least, I'll be requesting the presence of Brigadier C.K. Mundui, a very top-ranking official in that particular order. He's a commandant, Humanitarian Peace Support School, that is HPSS. Appreciate Brigadier C.K. Mundui as he comes on stage. Thank you so much. All right. At this point, if you could, again, just because we'll be using the screen, just extend your presence on the side. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you have no idea. This is it. I can feel the anxiety in the room. It's amazing. We are going to get there. So, my media team, back to you. Appreciate even better. Where are those hand claps? Keep clapping. Amazing. That is the launch of our 2025 sustainability report. And right next to that is our TAWI app. Our TAWI app that was spoken to by Director Hilda. This is a tab that will ensure we have proper monitoring of all the trees that we are growing. So we're not just growing trees, we will be tracking all those trees using AI. It's a year of technology. Using technology, we can be able to track all the trees that we are growing and ensure that there's proper transitioning into full mature trees. So right, as they have the moment on stage, will be, this is the launch. All right, then, thank you again. The spires go up. And at this point, I'd like to request our very own EXCO members. You could just join us on stage. All our EXCO members, please join us on stage. And our directors, all our directors in the building, kindly, if you could make your way on stage for the launch of Britam 2025 Sustainability Report. When we talk sustainability, we mean every word of that particular, every word of that particular word. So thank you so much as they join us on stage. I'm being reminded that we have our very own colonel, our colonel in the building. If you could kindly make your way to the stage, please. Thank you so. Appreciate our colonel as he make his way to the stage. This is beautiful. This is amazing. The launch of the Britam 2025 Sustainability Report and the TAWI app. Don't they look so amazing, looking lovely? Remember to smile because this is going on all our socials. So put the smile you've been keeping, it's for this moment. Yes, they look so lovely, so amazing. I'm looking at our paparazzi to ensure that we've gotten the right. Then there's a TAWI up. Please don't be quick to exit the stage. There's a launch of our TAWI app. And for the people in the building, you can be able to get our TAWI app on your iOS, App Store, Google Play. Just make sure to download it. Over this weekend, as you plant that tree in your backyard, make sure to record. Very important. All right, as they are taking this off the stage, let us appreciate them as they do that. Although I'll be requesting for the interim chair, for Hilda and our GMD to just remain on stage for a quick photo. Excuse me. For the newspapers. So we want, yeah. I just request our interim chair, kindly, Celestine, please don't be quick to exit the stage, because at this moment we'll be doing a quick one that goes all the way into our socials. Thank you so much. Very beautiful smiles. Very wonderful. Oh, appreciate them as we do that. This is good. And we'll be having our champagne moment just to pop and actually appreciate and celebrate this very moment. The champagne is non-alcoholic. The champagne is non-alcoholic. Our GMD will be popping even as we toast into a sustainable future. Yes, let's keep them coming. Oh, this is colorful. This is colorful. This is so amazing. Our paparazzis, I'm waiting for that signal so that we can pop the champagne and appreciate this moment in a very unique way. Are we good? I'm told that we are good. All right. So it's a moment to pop the champagne. It is not over. We cannot culminate this event without popping the champagne. A better way to celebrate this. So this is the moment where we actually get to do that. Our very own GMD is doing it on behalf of all of us, and it is colorful. It is beautiful. Yes, DJ, maybe some bit of sound. The moment is here. In the count of 1, 2, and 3, let's go. It's happening. Oh my God. We good? Oh, at the count of 3, 2, and 1, let's go. Pop the shot. Oh my God, this is wonderful, Lordy Lord. It can't get any better than this, I'm telling you. So we'll be toasting to a sustainable future together. And if you're seated, I would like you to imagine yourself holding that particular cup. Also imagine some drink in your cup so that we can toast together to a sustainable future. So hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. Thank you for toasting to a sustainable impact through technology. Thank you, appreciate them as they do that. This is colorful. Oh my, this is amazing. Wow, that was just amazing. I told you, the moment you've been waiting for was here. And Britam 2025 Sustainability Report has officially been launched. You'll be able to access this report on our website for your further interrogation, just so that you see exactly the details of what we've been doing as Britam in the last 1 year. Also, you are reminded to download the TAWI app. It's accessible to all of us on your iOS app, Google app, and any other Play Store for purposes of tracking your individual tree planting initiative. With that said, I'd like to, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, invite Paris Gado, if you're in the building, to guide us around taking photos. We've taken the photos, so we are good. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the very end of this, and it's been colorful. So our Director CX Marketing, Diane Courier, if you could kindly make your way on stage. I appreciate her as she comes so she can give us the vote of thanks. Yes, you can do that better than that, Diane. You're most welcome.
Good morning, all. As we conclude this morning's launch, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who has been part of this journey. And thank you very much for also honoring our invitation to this particular launch. Thank you to our interim board chairperson, our board directors, our group GMD and CEO, as well as the executive team, all of our partners, the panelists, our financial advisors, our staff members. Thank you for all the powerful reflections as well that have been shared this morning. To all our vendors and suppliers, thank you very much for always standing with us and for always creating such memorable experiential events. The conversations this morning have reinforced an important truth, that sustainability is not just aspirational. It is a responsibility and a leadership imperative, and is increasingly becoming the defining measure of trust. As we have noted at Britam, sustainability is not something that we simply report on or run campaigns about. We intentionally embed it into everything that we do, the way that we lead, the way that we serve customers, support communities, and the way that we build for the future. As a brand, we recognize that we grow, as a brand, we recognize that how we grow matters just as much as how much we grow. The Britam brand continues to position itself as a responsible, future-focused, and purpose-led institution. One that understands that with long-term success, we must create value, not only for our shareholders, but for the society, for the environment, for Tom Gitogo's grandchildren, and the generations to come. Today's launch of our third sustainability report is therefore not just a publication milestone. It is a reflection of our identity as a brand that is committed to governance, inclusion, environmental stewardship, innovation, and impact across the markets that we operate in and beyond. Washeke, thank you for your courage in telling your beautiful story. I'm certain that the team that visited Alpha Joy 10 years ago did not even envision that you would be standing here today. And so to all of us, every life that we touch, every tree that we plant, every solar panel that we install, every borehole that we restore, we only know how that story starts, but we do not know how it ends. The start of Washeke's story was a visit to a children's home, new beds, and an internship offer. Her story continues. The trajectory of her life has changed forever, her family, and all those that she influences. To Tom and Hilda, as I was sitting there watching the video, I Googled how often should you replace your mattress or your bed? And it said about 7 to 10 years. I think it is time for us to go back and replace those beds. So the stories that we've shared today, they do demonstrate sustainability here at Britam is becoming more visible. It's becoming more measurable and more actionable. A special thank you to Hilda and to Impact Africa, alongside all the many teams across this group whose dedication and collaboration made both this report and today's event possible. As we move forward, may we continue transforming commitments into measurable impact. And may we continue building a brand and an institution that the generations in the future will be proud of. Thank you very much for joining us once again. Okay. I introduced it. Okay. So I think we've all heard about TAWI and our 60 million tree commitment. One of the things that we sat around here, we said, yes, we want to plant 60 million trees, and we will plant 60 million trees. But how can we be held accountable for those 60 million trees? How can we know where the 1,299,339 tree is? And that's how we came up with the TAWI app, to be able to track each and every tree, not just Britam, but each and every one of you will be able to download this app and register every tree that you plant. That's how we're going to be held accountable, and that's how we're going to know that we have actually made that impact across. So as Hilda had mentioned, that this TAWI app was actually developed internally with our teams here. So the next, there'll be a video that will be demonstrating the app. It is available both on the App Store as well as on Play Store. Thank you.
Every forest begins with something small. A shared mission to restore our environment, one tree at a time. Meet TAWI, the digital platform powering the journey towards 60 million trees. Get started by downloading TAWI from the Play Store or App Store. Create your account and securely verify your profile to begin tracking your impact. This is your impact dashboard. Here, you can track your tree planting journey in real time, including your targets, progress, and contribution toward the 60 million tree goal. Explore active tree planting events.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it can't get any better than that. And with that said, we have officially come to the close of our program. And we'd like to really appreciate you once again. You can scan the QR code to ensure that you get access to the downloading portal for the sustainability report. If for any reason you experience any challenges, we have our registration team there at the registration desk. The team is there. Ask them how am I not able to actually be able to download this, so you can contact them. We have been your co-MCs. My name is Edward Kamande, and with me
is Eunice Wanjiko, and welcome to breakfast. Asanteni.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, this running breakfast. Feel free to continue serving.